The radio crackled, static hissed. It was an old radio, wooden frame, dusty dials, the kind your grandpa used to have. Three friends huddled in a dimly lit basement, bored on a Friday night. The air hung heavy, thick with the smell of stale pizza and anticipation. They took turns spinning the dial, hunting for a song, a voice, anything to break the silence. Suddenly a voice cut through the static. A man's voice, weak and desperate.
"Help me," it rasped.
The friends froze. Silence. Then, clearer this time, the voice pleaded again, closer now.
"Help me, I'm still here."
The hair on the back of their necks stood on end. A chill snaked down their spines. The voice seemed to echo around them, trapped in the cramped basement. Their blood ran cold. What was that? Who was that?
"Whoa!" Mark exclaimed, breaking the silence. He forced a laugh, trying to mask his fear. "Creepy."
Yeah, John chimed in, his voice shaky. "Real funny, guys. Who's messing around?" But his eyes darted nervously around the room, searching for the source of the voice.
They all knew it didn't come from any of them. They tried to laugh it off, to convince themselves it was just a prank, a bad joke. But the fear lingered, a knot in their stomachs. The voice was too real, too desperate. It felt dangerous. Mark couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong, really wrong. The voice, the desperation in its plea, it haunted him. He had to know who it was, where it came from.
"Maybe it's just a radio drama," John suggested, trying to sound rational. But even he didn't believe it.
Mark shook his head. No, it felt too real. I need to find out what that was. He was determined, obsessed even. He had to find the source of the voice.
Mark was determined, obsessed even. He had to find the source of the voice.
Journey into darkness. Mark grabbed his jacket and headed out into the night. The streetlights cast long, eerie shadows. The wind howled, rustling the leaves in the trees. It was as if the whole town held its breath, shrouded in an unsettling silence. He walked for what felt like hours, his mind racing. The voice echoed in his ears, urging him forward. He found himself drawn to the outskirts of town, towards the dense woods that bordered the sleepy community. The abandoned cabin. Deep in the woods, hidden amongst the trees, Mark stumbled upon a clearing, and there in the center stood a dilapidated cabin. Its windows were boarded up, its paint peeling, the porch sagging precariously. An unsettling feeling washed over him. He knew. He just knew. He cautiously approached the cabin, his heart pounding in his chest. The air grew heavy, thick with the smell of decay and something else, something unnameable. He reached for the doorknob, cold and rusty beneath his touch. Trapped. With a loud creak, the door swung open, revealing a dark and dusty interior. Cobwebs hung from every corner, and the air hung heavy with the scent of decay. And there, in the middle of the room, sat an old radio. The same radio. He was sure of it. As Mark stepped inside, the radio crackled to life. The voice, closer now, whispered from the speaker, "You shouldn't have come here." The floorboards groaned beneath him. The walls seemed to close in. He was trapped.
"Help me, I'm still here."